Hello, welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 257, Battling Boy. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hello.
What's up?
Nothing.
Battling Boy by Paul Pope.
By Paul Pope.
Yeah. The one and only.
The one and only Paul Pope.
The only good cartoonist from Ohio?
No,
there's better.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about better.
There's
but
Jeff Smith.
There's also other good cartoonists from Ohio.
Joseph Rimmer.
I don't know who that is.
He did that Harvey Picard Cleveland book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Harvey
there's
Picard?
plenty. There's yeah, that's right. Well,
Not really a cartoonist.
yeah, more of a writer.
Kyle Hotz.
Yeah, Kyle Hotz. Yeah. All of our friends.
All of our friends. Pat Kane. Jason Young.
Oh, that guy.
Bruce Hughes. Justin Lawson. All sorts of Ohio cartoonists who are all very good.
It's true. We are a hotbed of cartooning.
We are. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, now Columbus does have the largest comic art museum in the country.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
It's pretty lucky.
Yes.
How exciting.
Yes.
Speaking of exciting, should we talk about Battling Boy?
We should talk about Battling Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's by Paul Pope.
Mm-hmm. It's, like, I feel like I've heard about this for years.
Okay.
Just the actual book.
Right.
He's been working on it forever, or at least promoting it, or thinking about it, or something, because I feel like it's been like 5 years since I first heard about this book, and it just came out like a month ago. I guess. So that's exciting. It's finally here.
Yeah. I don't know that I've heard about it for so long, but I do feel like it has been a thing that has been happening for a while.
All right.
That took a while to get there. And I enjoy Paul Pope's artwork.
Oh, yeah.
He is pretty darn good
right.
at that thing that he does.
I agree. Have you read a lot of Paul Pope?
I've not read a lot of Paul Pope. I read, I can't remember if it was 100% or Heavy Liquid that I tried to read and could not get through, like, even the first issue.
I think Heavy Liquid was that way for me. I didn't really care for that one.
Yeah. I think it was Heavy Liquid. It was the one about, like, shoving balls of things into your ear, right?
I think maybe. I just remember that I thought the color was very off-putting for that series, and that was the main thing that I didn't like about it.
Right. I just thought it was a very poorly written and couldn't get through it.
Right.
Because of that. I think you're thinking of The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Oh. No, that was the best coloring I've seen since OK Panic. No, I would agree that I've mostly known Paul Pope as a really good artist over the years. He generally always writes his own stuff.
Right.
But he's a much better artist than his writer.
Yeah.
But I would say this is my favorite thing he's ever written.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I kind of didn't like it.
Really?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep.
What? You didn't like the story?
Overall, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I loved Batman Year 100. I thought that was pretty great.
I still haven't read that.
When I spend $16 plus shipping and handling on a 200-page book, there better be a complete fucking story in that thing.
You know, that did really surprise me too.
Especially if he did work on it for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. When I got to about, let me see, I think it was about page, 175 or something, I started thinking, is this going to wrap up before it ends? Like, I was not sure. But then, yeah, within like 5 or 10 pages of the end, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to end here.
Yep.
It was surprising, but I didn't care because I didn't spend any money on it.
Well.
So that's the main thing about the story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's no, well,
I mean, it feels like
I got ripped off.
it feels like the end of a good chapter, though.
It shouldn't be a chapter.
Yeah. But it may be he didn't want to work on it for 20 years before he put out the first one.
I don't give a shit about that. He should at least end it at a pretty decent place that ends, instead of a to be continued, basically.
It kind of feels like the end of a season, though, because something kind of is bubbling and boiling.
There's no end of a season. This takes 20 minutes to read. It's 200 pages long.
Oh, it took me an hour at least. I kind of lingered on the art because, seriously, I thought it was some of his best art.
Oh, it's great looking. But it doesn't fucking end.
Right. I was surprised by that, but it didn't seem to bother me.
Oh, it bothered me.
Well, should we go through the story here?
No.
This this kid is kind of like, basically like Thor's son, sort of.
It's got kind of a Inhumans, New Gods kind of thing going on.
Yeah. He's like, his father's a god, I think.
Yeah, he or a demigod at least.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they live on a world full of heroic gods, and his father is sort of the, I guess,
kind of the Zeus of...
Sorta, I guess, yeah. We don't get much info on their world or anything like that.
His father kind of reminds me of a cross between Hercules and Thor, as far as like attitude and appearance and power.
I don't know, so add in a little bit of Orion in there from the New Gods.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I like elements of this story. Which is why, when I get to the end, and it doesn't end, or at least end in a satisfactory place, I get even more pissed off because I did enjoy
what was building
up.
Right.
And I love the world that he had built with both the god world or whatever it is and the world that Battling Boy gets sent to.
Right.
Because there's a lot of interesting things being set in place that aren't ever fully explained.
Right. Like the monsters.
Right. And I don't need things like that fully explained. I don't particularly want things like that fully explained. I do want a complete story when I spend $16.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I think it should have ended, or at least had more resolution than it did.
Right.
Before it went on to the next chapter. But
yeah. Well, listen, I get that, obviously he is gonna maybe try to do a second one or whatever.
Yeah.
Or build something. That's cool. I am down with that. But, everything's gotta end, though.
Right.
Like I go back to the book, Adam Warren's book, Empowered. There's like 8 volumes of that thing, and they're all like 100, 200 pages long. And every single one of them tells at least a complete story.
Right.
But also continues and builds and works.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. It should be the only way to do it.
But honestly, I think that boils back down to he's more of an artist, where like that's like a writer's choice.
Right.
And I think his writing's getting better because I honestly think this was the most enjoyable read, like story-wise, of his that I've ever read. But at the same time, it feels like he's still learning some writer lessons, like that is a big one. Because that could lose some fans, like you.
I may not want the second volume of this because, I got burned.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh. but it's beautiful.
Oh, it's great.
My gosh.
Yeah.
And like, there's like some kind of cartoony elements to it that I don't think I've seen in his stuff before, like where characters are just like, you know, their facial expressions or the timing of it is just like goofier and weirder, which I love. Like, I think that's awesome if he's going to incorporate more of that into his work.
Right.
Because his work always has like a really awesome, stylish design to it, like especially all the landscapes and alien characters. And sometimes they're fun. Like THB was fun at times, but yeah, I think this is the most fun story I've ever read by him. I love the kid with it. He's got like a dozen different T-shirts with different animals on them,
right?
And those animals are basically like power spirit
totems
or something. And whatever he wears is he can get the power of the griffin or whatever.
Right.
It's pretty cool. It's a good idea.
There's a lot of stuff in this book to like.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish he would have followed through and, you know,
closed it up, wrapped it up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know, you gotta look at this like, you gotta look at it like a movie, I guess. And, you know, like the first Star Wars, you know, was successful, and then they made more because it was successful, you know. And I'm sure Lucas had plans for other sequels at the time, you know, but he at least made sure that first movie tied everything up in a bow, you know, before deciding to continue on.
Yeah. I mean, Star Wars is kind of one big... Well, you're right, though. It does have more resolution.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I do know that Paul Pope is hugely influenced by manga, and manga, like, 200 pages is like an issue of a manga.
Sure, right.
So maybe he's, like, kind of thinking, like, this is just the first issue of his manga.
Yeah, but they crank those out.
Yeah, it's
like,
going to take him
daily.
a little longer. Right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know that 4 or 5 years from now I'd be... Even if I had loved this, I don't know that I would be interested in Volume 2 5 years down the line.
After I finished reading it, I did look up to see... Because I was like, what? You know, I was surprised. Right. I looked online, and there was this interview with him about it, and he said that the sequel to it comes out next year. But it's actually a prequel because it's more about Aurora, the Haggard West's character's daughter.
Okay.
So it's more about her. Haggard West. Like at the beginning of the Battling Boy, there's a superhero in the town
Arcopolis.
He gets killed, and his daughter basically finds his bat cave. I mean, she's kind of his sidekick anyway.
Right.
But
she is.
Yeah.
She knows everything about it. Yeah.
But during the story, she kind of like becomes privy to things that maybe she hadn't seen before. It seemed like.
I don't think so. I don't think it was that at all. I think it was her father died in battle fighting this town full of monsters. And that when he died, she decided that someone's got to take his place.
Right.
You know, like, because it is basically, it looks like, you know, she's, being trained, you know, to be his replacement, but at a very slow pace, you know, because he's still around being a superhero, but then he's dead. And so her teacher then decides that, you know, they're just going to continue on as they have, but she decides that she needs to up the timeline on that because the town is still being attacked by monsters and now they don't have a protector.
Right.
So that's the way I read it.
See, but when she got the ring, she got his flight ring and started unlocking all the doors.
Uh-huh.
I got the feeling that she'd never been in those rooms before. Like she
I never got that feeling at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she seemed like she was like, you know, she seemed to be kind of wowed by everything.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah. And, I mean, they didn't really go out and say one way or the other.
Right.
But so yeah, that character, Aurora, the daughter, is like basically what the second book is about.
Yeah. Okay, great.
So I don't know if you'll be interested in that one.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah. Should have made sure that this one, wrapped up. Like I said, stories have beginnings, middle, and ends, not beginnings and middles.
Well, apparently some of them do.
There is a fine line between cliffhanger and just stopping.
Right. Yeah, like Back to the Future. That's kind of a cliffhanger at
Uh-huh.
the beginning of the first movie because it wraps up and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're like, oh, end of
Uh-huh.
the movie.
Exactly.
And then they give you this basically what would now be the after trailer.
Oh, yeah.
scene.
It's like the
after
Marvel
credit,
thing, right?
After
Yeah.
the credits, right?
And then, yeah, like the Marvel movies, they all tell one complete story, and then they'll tease you about the next one coming
Right.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way to do it.
That would have been better.
Uh-huh.
But it didn't bother me. It really didn't. Just because I enjoyed it so much.
I like things that end.
Yeah. What'd you think of the awesome villains, though, like Sadisto and Coil and Nails, those guys?
Yeah, I was okay with them.
I love those. I love that whole villain thing.
I was more interested in the other villains that were in the bar that they go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the main villains are all like these weird hooded mummy type guys.
They kind of remind me of the Hate Monger from Marvel a little bit.
Okay.
That hooded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, that's what they remind me of.
It just sort of reminded me of
Klansman from.
no, just like Cobra goons or just nameless bad guys from like Thundercats or
Right.
Silverhawks or
Right.
but like all the other villains or whatever that are hanging out in the bar that they go to, like they all had like more unique looks. And I
Yeah.
was interested in more of them.
Well, yeah, that was one of my favorite parts is the bar scenes because this team all look exactly like those hooded guys with the bandages, and I feel like everybody else is kind of like a villain that's just out for themselves, and this Sadisto's group are like the only like organized
Right.
criminals, and he's trying to get the other guys to join him, like the wolf guy, and there's a guy that actually looks like an evil version of THB.
Okay.
Which I thought was cool. I don't know if that's on purpose, but yeah, the bar scenes were awesome.
I like the big monster, Humambra,
Yeah,
or whatever his
he
name
was cool.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Who goes around eating cars.
Yeah.
Like I liked a lot of elements of this book. I really did. And then, yeah, like you said, 10, 20 pages towards the end when I realized that it wasn't going to end.
Yeah.
It really ruined everything for me.
Aw.
Because I did love it up till that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is an almost irreversible thing about it now is that it just, not like the movie Irreversible, where if I have to watch someone get raped for 10 minutes, but...
Yeah. It does kind of... I mean, there's some elements of closure, like, like 5 pages before it ends, Battling Boy reveals a pretty big secret to the town.
Right.
And, everything is kind of like... I mean, there's still monsters there, but, that like the day is kind of finished, at least, as far as... It's not like there's a battle still actually happening when the book ends.
No. But it's still, like, none of the conflict is
Right.
resolved at all.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah. It could have been better resolved, yeah. More resolution, more closure. But I think it's awesome. It did not ruin it for me, and I do think it's his best art and his best storytelling. And the color's great. Somebody I'm not familiar with. What's her name? Hillary Sycamore colored it.
Never heard of her.
I'd never heard of it. Yeah,
But she's fine. Yeah.
The color is great.
Very simplistic color.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's pretty flat, but it's fine.
Because usually his stuff is either in black and white or it's in kind of monotone color.
Right.
And I definitely don't like the monotone color, but sometimes there's so many lines on everything that things get kind of muddled and lost in his black and white stuff. So
Right.
I think this is just the way it looks is just perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can't remember if Heavy Liquid was color or not.
I feel like it was like,
Maybe it was that monotone.
like
kind of
big
thing.
chunks of red and big chunks of blue.
Right. But like Yeah, Batman Year 100 was in full color, and I think I read the Wednesday comics thing he did, the Adam Strange.
Yeah,
that was in color.
That was
really
great.
good.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the concepts in it, and I like I like the world that he was building. Both worlds, like I said, the God world and what is supposed to be, I guess, our world.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
And I like Battling Boy's, power set, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he's just got these T-shirts that he has to figure out which one he needs to wear in order to win a battle. And
oh yeah, I don't think we mentioned that. Like at the beginning of the story, he's basically just playing ball with the kids in the neighborhood, and you find out it's like his coming of age day.
right, he's turned 13.
Yeah.
And it is, I guess, everyone on his world, or maybe at least just the sons of the gods, or whatever. Or, well, not the sons, because they mention
the daughter.
The daughter once, yeah. But just anyone who turns 13, gets sent to other worlds to basically learn to be superheroes.
Right. Yeah, and then they're supposed to come back, probably.
Right, yeah.
Something. But some of them don't. As was kind of foreshadowed in the beginning of the book, someone's
Right.
like, my sister never came back. And,
Right.
And Battling Boy kind of lingers there, too.
Yeah.
After he fights his first monster.
Right. Well, and also, when they say she never came back, it doesn't necessarily mean that she died or anything. Maybe
Right.
she just decided to stay.
Yeah, maybe she just became the hero.
Exactly. Yeah, it happens. Right?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's why I'm still here.
Exactly. You're being a hero.
Yeah. I've saved this mud ball more times than I can remember. You people never even tip me at Christmas. Oh, no, here's a question.
Okay.
Completely unrelated to comics at all.
All right.
Last Christmas, the guy who had been delivering the paper to my mother's house, where I
Okay.
live in the basement, because I'm awesome and have no job,
And you're 36.
and I'm 36. But I'm a superhero from another planet, so don't fuck with me, people. No, but so the guy that was the newspaper delivery guy for like a year, quit like delivering right before Christmas.
Okay.
And so when Christmas came around, my mom had a brand new paper delivery person like 2 weeks into the delivery thing, so she didn't tip him.
Okay.
For Christmas because she was like, he's just started.
Right.
And so now we get a letter in the mail that said, our guy that we've had since last December that didn't get tipped last Christmas, he just quit. And there's a new person delivering our newspapers. And she like wrote a little note and said, here's my address, Merry Christmas. And my mom's like, I don't think I want to tip her because she's brand new.
Right.
She's like, but should I try to like somehow find, the other guy's address and like, because I don't think she kept it, from last Christmas, and like try to tip him because he did a really good job all year. Like who do you tip? You don't tip the new person that's never proven themselves, do you?
You shouldn't tip any of them.
What? You always tip the newspaper people at Christmas.
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you?
Oh, well,
First of all, it baffles me that you know that there are people who actually do this. As far as I'm concerned, they should just be like Gideon ninjas and just slip in through the darkened night and drop off your paper.
Right.
And you should never know that they exist.
no proof that a person was actually there.
Exactly. And, they get paid.
Well, my brother and mother delivered papers in the early 80s, and it's, it's a hard job.
Sure.
I mean, you're out there in
But
the
they got paid, right?
not much.
Well, of course not, because you're delivering papers.
Right, exactly. So it's nice. Like, people used to tip them at Christmas.
They shouldn't have.
So we've always tipped over the years. But
Right.
but now it's like, do we search out, find, hire a detective to get this other guy?
No.
No. Just no tipping at all.
No.
But we're going to tip somebody.
Tip your waiter.
I don't go out to eat
Those are
anymore.
the only people who should get tipped. Waiters.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't tip anybody else?
Why would I?
I always tip, like, I even, when I go through the drive-thru and get a beverage, I always give them something.
No!
Yeah.
No.
I'm a tipper.
You gotta save that money.
Now I don't do any of that stuff.
Just good?
Yeah. I mean, I can still get the paper, but that's only because, she gets the paper.
Yeah, just waiters. Waiters get tipped, that's it. And only if they do a good job.
How about hairstylists?
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, because, I guess apparently that is customary, but, I've gotten free haircuts for 35 years, so.
I got like 5 tattoos before I knew it was customary to tip your tattoo artist.
I don't think you should do that either.
Well, yeah, and it's really expensive. So, I had no idea. I thought that was all factored in. But apparently, yeah, you're supposed to.
No.
Tipping's good for the soul.
No, it's not.
Especially at Christmas, right?
Nope.
They've been doing a good job all year.
Nope.
Like, they put our paper in a little bag when it's,
Yeah, because they're supposed to.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're doing a good job.
Right. And they're getting paid.
Very little, though. I mean, they get paid more than waiters. They get paid more than $2 an hour.
Right. Exactly.
But it's like...
minimum wage.
Maybe minimum wage? It might be less.
It's minimum wage. They have to get paid that.
It might... I don't know. It might be less.
Because that is not a tipped position. The only tipped position are people who work in restaurants. And not even all people who work in restaurants, just the waiters and bartenders.
Right.
The only people who should get tipped.
No
and only if they do a good job.
Right. Oh, yeah, I do agree with that. If I get shitty service, I'm not going to tip the same amount that I would
you shouldn't
if I
tip.
get good tip. You're right. Yeah. Exactly.
If you get shitty service, don't tip.
I might give like 50 cents.
No, that is just encouraging. Okay, I'll say this. Maybe a couple of cents.
Right, so they don't think you just forgot.
Right. So that way they know that they did a shitty job because they're looking at 3 pennies.
Yeah. I'll let you know how it turns out.
Food delivery drivers also, you can tip them.
So just food related?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
How about the grocery store?
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure it'll progress in a way that you do not approve of, and I'll inform you how it rolled up to the finish line.
But if you're dumb enough to want to tip your newspaper delivery guy, or your mailman, or whatever the fuck, that guy didn't stick around even a year, so he doesn't deserve a tip at all.
It's true.
And you shouldn't tip the new girl either because she just started.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah, exactly. She may quit in a month.
Right. No.
I mean, ideally, again, you shouldn't tip any of them anyway. But definitely you shouldn't be tipping these people for the situations that you have laid out. If you were if you were inclined to tip them, right, you shouldn't.
All right. Well, I'm not tipping anybody. I have no money. And they don't take credit cards. That's as a tip.
So you gonna tip Paul Pope?
Yeah, I'll tip him 20% of what I paid to read this.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Why don't you just give me 20% of the cover price, and that way I won't feel so bad for having read this unfinished crap.
I'll trade you something for it. Well, no, it's autographed to you, though.
Yeah, I can't even sell this.
Yeah. Maybe there's another Eric out there.
Could be, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there is.
Oh, yeah, another Eric that likes Paul Pope that didn't get an autographed Battling Boy comic. Yeah. That'd be a very specific eBay listing.
But, I'm sure it applies. It's Christmas time. There might be an Eric out there that,
Yeah. It's like, there's, our local video game used video store thing.
Smut Peddlers.
Smut Peddlers, a.k.a. Game Swap. They've got a couple of movies and like television programs that I probably like to have, purchase on DVD or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they're autographed to some guy named Miguel.
Really?
Yeah.
That's even cooler.
And I'm not going to buy those.
The DVDs are autographed.
Yeah.
Huh.
In fact, they have a copy of a movie that we watched recently, Spider Baby, which I would enjoy owning that because I enjoyed that movie. But it's autographed to Miguel.
But I mean, is it like right across the face of the cover?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be kind of annoying. It's kind of funny though that it's Miguel. It's not like Bob,
Right. But there's like 4 other DVDs that they have that are all also autographed to Miguel. Yeah.
Wow, he just got rid of all of them.
I guess he did, yeah.
Huh. Miguel's downsizing.
Yeah.
Who knew? Well, if you don't mind the lack of closure in this book, you might rush out and buy the new Battling Boy from First Second.
It's pretty to look at. It is really good up until a point. But to me, it was absolutely infuriating that it did not end.
Right. And that's probably how our listeners feel right now, so maybe we should take a break.
All right.
We're back.
Loop.
We were talking over the break about how I could possibly think of something to trade you for Battling Boy, and I realized I did bring something that maybe could sweeten the deal a little bit.
Okay.
If I give you a little enticement. I was going to give you a pack of Youngblood trading cards. I thought this might be a fun thing we could do during the show. We could each open a pack and maybe talk about the beauty that's inside.
Okay, all right.
These are actual, still original sealed comic images Youngblood trading cards from from 1992.
Look for Prism cards.
I've found one.
Nice.
Out of the ones I've opened. If you get one, I'm not going to try to take it from you. It's yours.
This is, wow. First of all, this is very warm.
It's been in my pocket.
Yeah. Second of all, the other day, I was hanging out with our friend Matt Brassfield.
Oh, yeah.
And they, at the aforementioned Game Swap, they had boxes of the Spider-Man 30th anniversary trading cards.
Oh, wow, yeah, I remember those.
And we both opened a pack each. So, they also had Prism cards that we were looking for.
Nobody got one, though?
No, yeah. So this is not the first time in the past 3 or 4 days that I have done something like this.
Now, how should we do this? Should we each open them simultaneously and maybe reveal a card each?
Okay.
And, like, sort of see who... Can we play war with them
Basically,
somehow?
yeah.
Which one's more awesome?
Right, okay.
And I think it'll be obvious to both of us which one's more awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are opening our Youngblood packs. These are 21-year-old packs of cards.
Very good condition. The packaging.
Oh, yeah.
With its very poor reproduction of Rob Liefeld art in the front. It's got Shaft from Youngblood on the cover.
Yeah, really good color on that, too. Yeah. So should we just go on the top here?
All right.
I've got Gauge.
All right. Hold on, I'm going to get in a position so I can actually see what you were throwing down here. That's pretty great.
It is pretty good.
That is classic Liefeld.
Gauge with tiny little feet, bandolier bullets, and shoulder pads.
Yeah.
And
big red guy, it looks like.
It looks like he's running down the side of a skyscraper, maybe.
Something like that, yeah. All right, I have Freedom.
Ooh.
There's actually 2 characters on this one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Wait a minute. Are there any feet on that picture?
There are no feet.
You may have won. Because that is a classic Liefeld move. And you do have shoulder pads, too.
Yeah,
I do have the bullet belt, though.
Right. I do have, one of the characters is wearing his thigh utility belt.
That actually could be a foot there. I mean, that's...
It could be.
Without an expert here to verify. Maybe we should have a tiebreaker.
All right.
Because that's pretty close.
Well, we both still have 9 cards to go here.
Right.
So let's, let's not declare any winners yet.
Right. Well, okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So I got a close-up of Badrock's face with what appears to be green yogurt coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, he's holding a spoon.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty spectacular.
And the title of the card is Lunch on the back, because they all have titles. Oh, some of them have really... Like, some of them just describe the character that you're seeing on the back.
Right.
But some of them have... I think you may have won that original one, because I looked on the back, and not only does it have the description of the scene, but some of them, like I said, have a bonus thing. And it says, note, tracing comic art was some of Rob's first art training.
Like, that's pretty great. All right. Well, my next one is called Diversion.
So you get that one.
Okay. Well, that one's yours.
Oh, well, it's like war. Like you won.
Oh,
you
okay,
won.
I won that one.
You won
Okay.
that set. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got Badrock eating green yogurt.
I got you. Okay, so this one is called Diversion, and it is of Shaft and his civilian identity tackling a mugger. It also has a note.
Oh, you get all the notes.
Brigade is created and inked by Rob Liefeld, scripted by Hank Cannells, and penciled by Merritt Michaels.
Merritt Michaels!
This book will begin after the Youngblood series. Alright, and that is,
I think I may have won that one.
It's got to go to Badrock there, yeah. Ooh, is it Badrock or Bedrock in this?
Oh, that's a good question. It is Bedrock.
Nice.
I definitely win.
Oh, yeah. Pre-lawsuit.
Pre-lawsuit, yeah. Let's see. Oh, actually, is this the cover to Youngblood #1? I think that's what that is.
Ooh,
Or
No, it is not.
Or Youngblood number 0. It looks like one of the covers.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It's very similar to one of the covers.
Yeah, he probably redrew it a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's just a promo art or something like that.
Right.
But it is. The description is pretty bad.
Good team shot.
It's a good. The description is that Youngblood is a realistic approach to superheroes.
Of course.
And you have a note.
Oh, there's a note.
Yeah. In the Youngblood world, the powers race is not nuclear, but genetic engineering.
That's a lame note, though.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so mine is called Unbeatable. And it is just a pinup of Die Hard.
Oh.
That one's kind of tough.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both mediocre.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's feet on yours, so you don't get the lack of feet points.
Right.
I do get the lack of feet points. They're hiding behind the thing.
That is true.
But you get the cool buildings.
Right.
Like Liefeld landscape buildings are always great.
Right. And they're rare.
And Die Hard is one of the few relative characters now. He was in Prophet.
Right.
So maybe we'll call that a tie.
We'll call that one a draw.
We'll have a tiebreaker.
Alright.
Oh, this one is Oversized. That's the name of this dude. He looks kind of like... he looks like a World Wrestling Federation mix with Thor. Maybe he's got like Thor's shirt.
I think that's just supposed to be a Shadow.
Oh, is it? See, it says Brahma, whose real name is Jeff. Came from a triplet cell that never split. Due to his huge size, his mother died while giving birth to him.
That's fucking awesome!
Oversized. His poor mother.
Wow, I don't know what the fuck is happening in this one. But it is titled The Kill. And it says, combat not only beats Kusain's armored soldiers, he wants to kill them. And I think it's supposed to be a landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Sized.
It's like some sort of fight happening.
Yeah.
These are both kind of mediocre, too.
Yeah.
I think we're still going here for a tiebreaker. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, I got Unobedient. Someone who is not as obedient as the rest of the members of Youngblood is the free-spirited Vogue. Plus a note. No matter what pose a villain strikes, this beautiful martial arts expert will knock them out.
It's,
I got no feet.
no feet.
And buildings.
And
Boobs and shoulder wear.
right, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Alright. Well, mine is Brahma.
Oh.
It's got a different description on the back than the one you did.
That's the guy who killed his mother during childbirth.
Right. Brahma is in an extremely dysfunctional family. His brother suffers from muscular dystrophy, and his father blames him for his mother's death.
Ooh.
And it is an extreme close-up of Brahma's face.
Oh, that's pretty extreme. It's the Liefeld. It's a rare Liefeld open mouth shot.
Rare, I would say. Most of his are open mouth.
I thought they're always just gritting their teeth. Like you can actually see his tongue.
Right. But that is pretty much the focus of that image.
Right.
Yeah.
His tongue and his red nose.
Yeah.
He's been drinking. He's got to forget somehow about the way he killed his mother.
Right.
Is his... it looks like the skin of his mouth goes in... Like his cheek goes inside of under his top layer of teeth.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to say you win that one. Because, I don't know. That's a pretty great face.
It is pretty great.
It's got the hatch lines on the forehead and the cheek inside of his mouth somehow.
Right.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
you go ahead.
All right.
I might be a little more reluctant if there was a prism card in this pile.
Oh,
So you just won. Well, you won
I
that
just
whole
won
thing.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got like all 8 of those cards.
Okay. All right.
All right, I got for the fun of it. Finding great pleasure in killing, Sci-Fire would do it for free. Note, after calling in response to a television ad, Rob was featured in a Spike Lee jeans commercial. Holy shit, I got the Spike Lee mention. That's some points.
It's a pretty great picture, too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's on fire or electric. He's got electricity.
Yeah, no feet.
No feet, yeah.
It's also an open mouth grimace shot.
With some speed lines in the background.
Some speed lines and some really shitty Rob Liefeld blood.
So I'm pretty confident on this one.
That's pretty great. All right, mine is Prophet.
Oh?
Mysterious character Prophet is heavily armed and is out to spread the word on Youngblood.
Yeah?
And there's a note. Numbskulls are a group of guys who are literally the rejects of all the genetic engineering that is going on. Third world countries send them to the front lines of war.
What's that picture look like?
The picture is just a standing shot of Prophet.
I think I may have won that one. I got the Spike Lee mention.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing... That was the introduction of Rob Liefeld to the world.
It is. And, mine is more like a character design sketch than anything else.
Like a Marvel Universe pose or something.
So, yeah, you get that.
Sweet. Awesome. This one is called Above. Sentinel flies overhead directing the away team's battle against the soldiers of Kusain. Notes. When Rob first wanted to get into comics, he was afraid to go to the two larger comic companies. But he did.
Right, yeah.
That was the first two companies I worked for, I do believe. And this one's a picture of Sentinel flying past a thing of smoke with his tiny little baby feet.
Tiny little baby feet.
They're there, but they are tiny.
Okay, mine, the tag is Evolution. And according to Liefeld, much of the concept behind Youngblood evolved as a result of growing up in the MTV generation. Music videos in front of your face at all time, all those commercials and fast images, 24 hours news networks. And the image is, I think this is actually the cover to Youngblood number 2.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think you win that one. That's a much better drawing.
Yeah, no feet at all.
No feet, multiple characters.
Yeah, crowded together unnaturally. Yeah.
You get the big reveal of Liefeld loving MTV.
Right.
I think you win that one. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this one. This one's Warplay. To combat, war is just a game with toy soldiers, because this is one of my favorite images on any of the cards. I love that character, Combat. He's got a huge gun that makes no sense. He's got some armor shoulder pads and like headgear that are amazing.
Yeah.
And tiny feet that are hidden behind a rock.
Yep.
So that's pretty great. I've seen this image before and I do love it.
That is pretty great, and I think you definitely won this one. Because mine is tagged Far Away. The government put psychic dampers on Sci-Fire and shut down his telepathic skills. He is part of the away team so that the United States press cannot report on this paroled criminal's heinous international activities.
Ooh.
It is just a headshot of Sci-Fire, and I'm going to guess Sentinel. It is pretty awful.
It kind of looks like they just got new haircuts and they're showing them off.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think I won that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. We only have 2 more.
Yep.
Okay, I've got a repeat. This is the same exact card that I lost on the first round of Gage running down the side of the skyscraper.
All right.
With his shoulder pads and his tiny feet.
Mine is, it's called Half-Breed. Being a half-breed of human and cat wolf.
You win! Wouldn't that be a third breed?
I guess. Cougar was an outcast from his race. He went to the States with his mother. He and his mother must now keep the location of their alien-like race a secret so that they will not be exploited by any governments. And the image is just a tight shot of Cougar's face.
That's a close one, too. They're both kind of equal. Although I will say, Cougar, this character here, is the character who I wrote a short story for Rob Liefeld to illustrate. It was starring Cougar.
Nice.
And I sent it to him back in
February? It was like March, February.
And I still haven't heard back. So I'm not sure if he's probably drawing it right now.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, Cougar is one of my favorite characters because of that.
Because he's also Timberwolf from the Legion of Superheroes.
He's also Rogue. Look at his hair.
That's true as well.
Okay. This one is a 3-character shot. It says, target ahead. Riptide, Brahma, and Sapphire head towards Kusain's headquarters. So I get 3 characters and maybe 2 feet. I can't tell. I think this guy has feet.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's kind of a lame shot. Yeah. It's just the 3 of them running with some water and...
It's Brahma, Riptide, and Sapphire. And Brahma is, of course, huge because he's 3 embryos in one.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
His poor mother.
Mine is a repeat. It is the cover to Youngblood #2 again. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to you.
Oh, you're going to give that one? Okay.
Because I think the shot is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Plus, you've already got one of these.
Right.
You've already got 2 of these cards.
Right.
So how many did you end up with? I got 2. I got 10.
Well, then I guess by math, I should also have 10.
Unless you have 12.
I have 11?
Hey, wait a minute. It says 10 cards per pack.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I've definitely got 10.
No, yeah, I have 10.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we tied.
We had a pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good game.
Yeah.
Good game of Liefeld.
Yeah.
No one loses when you play Liefeld. Youngblood. Oh, I'm going to have to try to make a set of these. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, those are yours to keep.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's just a little teaser of things I could bring over to trade for this battling book.
Well, that was a fun diversion.
Yeah. It was all right.
I kind of think I know why you did that, so thank you.
Sure.
Unfortunately, I don't have really anything else going on, so I got nothing.
How can you top a game of
Young
Blood
great.
War?
It was pretty great.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead and pick a movie, and we'll call this an evening.
All right.
All right. So the movie that I'm going to pick is a documentary.
Oh.
Maybe might even be labeled as a rockumentary.
Oh.
We're going to watch a little movie called A Band Called Death.
Oh, wow. Sweet. I'm excited to see this. Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
A band called Death.
Yes.
And this isn't the heavy metal Death from the 80s.
No, it is
This
not.
is like a punk band, right?
Punk band from the mid-70s. They were 3 African-American brothers who lived in Detroit. And basically, they were kind of around before punk.
You don't need to be redundant and say they're African-American and brothers.
Oh, all right, good night, everybody.
All right.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.